Welcome to our home. And, well, we're continuing to send prayers and love and connection to all the people in the Southeast who have suffered so much from the earthquake and are continuing.
Earthquake.
I'm sorry. That was us.
That's us.
From the hurricane and the flooding and all the damage. It's amazing. We send them our love. So today's little lesson is on honoring our intuition. And we're not having hurricanes here, but we are having a very intense heat spell that's hard for us because we're not used to it. And part of this heat spell 3 days ago was that there was a pretty big fire that broke out just a half mile from our house. And it was a bamboo nursery, and the whole greenhouse burst into flames, and it was really tall. So I was out shopping. Barry was doing counseling, and I got a text from Barry's counseling person, and as they were leaving, and it said, the woman said, "I just want to let you know that there's a big fire and your neighbors are all evacuating." I like, wow, I had just come from the grocery store and everything had been fine. And then I got a call from a young woman who lives close to the fire. And she told me also that it was a big fire. And that there were tons of fire trucks and helicopters. And so I was in a place of dilemma. I could go two ways. I could rush home. Well, actually, there was no way to get home, as it turns out, because they had to close the highway. So I could go wait on the highway, and what good would that do? Or I had an appointment to go swimming. You have to get little time slots, and I had a time slot. So I pulled over in a parking lot, and I just really tried to tune in. And when I got quiet, I just felt, go and swim and be peaceful. Be peaceful. And it felt like in my mind, I thought I should be trying to get home. I should be trying to pack up everything that's special and on and on and on. But this inner voice was, go, swim, and be peaceful. Be peaceful. So that's what I did. And when I got out from swimming, there was a text from Barry that the fire was pretty much under control, and I could begin the journey home. And they had opened up a very large, long detour, and I was able to get home, and everything was fine. And I was so grateful that I had listened. So a much bigger time that I listened, the biggest time in my life, really, was the decision to marry this amazing man. We'd been together almost 59 years, but people didn't think our marriage would work. And we were so strongly advised to break up. And Barry's mother, Barry's Jewish, raised Jewish, and I was raised in a Christian home. And Barry's mother arranged a meeting with the rabbi, his rabbi, and his rabbi tried everything in his power to convince us not to be together. He called out all the shots. And it was a very painful time in my life. And I was a nursing student at Columbia University in New York City. And I remember going back to the dorm just so depressed, thinking, all these the elders, they all are telling us not to do this. I mean, maybe they know something that we don't know. And I remember waking up in the morning just with this heavy, heavy feeling, and my window in the dorm looked out onto all of Manhattan, 23rd floor is really pretty special. I remember just looking out that window, and then this strong intuition came. It's okay. You can marry Barry. You don't understand everything. It's okay. No one believes you can do it. It's okay. It's okay. And I listened, and I called Barry, and you listened. It's the best decision.
Your voice helped me to listen to my voice, which said yes.
It's okay. It'll all work out. And it reminds me of that. There's a verse in Proverbs in the Old Testament. Trust in God with all your heart, and don't depend on your own understanding. Trust in God with all your heart, and don't depend on your own understanding. And there's times in our lives when we need to just drop in deeply into our hearts. And what is the wisdom that's being shown to us? Because at that moment in my mind, I couldn't figure out a way to make it work with Barry. I just couldn't. But my heart was just, it's okay. It's okay. You'll love being married to Barry. And I do, so much.
It's been a really wonderful 59-year adventure. Just before recording, we were sitting and meditating. Actually, I should say I wasn't meditating. I was trying to meditate. It's always the intention to be still and quiet. But anyway, I found myself thinking about intuition. And I had this thought that really there's two kinds of intuition. And maybe this has been written about, I don't know, but it came to me that there's intuition that makes sense to our minds, and intuitions that don't make sense. Okay? So the ones that make sense are easy. You get an intuition and it makes sense, right? But then there's the other kind, the intuitions that actually don't make sense. And that's what your beautiful verse from the Old Testament is. Don't just listen to your mind, because your mind often will tell you a different thing. And the intuition is deeper. It's a deeper thing. And to listen to that is to let go of what your mind knows and thinks. So some years ago, I wrote a song, which I will sing for you. And the title is "The Sound of Your Voice in My Heart." Okay? To be able to listen to that higher voice. And when I say the sound of your voice, it's really the sound of God's voice, or the inner self voice, the higher self voice. Okay. Thank you for holding the microphone and being the most amazing, supportive wife. Cannot say what my heart already knows, and my mind can't explain what my feelings already show. Words cannot say what my heart already knows, and my mind can't explain what my feelings already show. Please help me, Great Spirit, to move ever nearer to the source of your hidden mystery. Please help me, Great Spirit, to more clearly hear it, the sound of your voice in my heart, the sound of your voice in my heart, the sound of your voice in my heart. Cannot say what my heart already knows, and my mind can't explain what my feelings already show. Please help me, Great Spirit, to move ever nearer to the source of your hidden mystery. Please help me, Great Spirit, to more clearly hear it, the sound of your voice in my heart, the sound of your voice in my heart, the sound of your voice in my heart. So close your eyes a moment and really feel how important it is to listen to that higher voice. The Quakers call it the still, small voice. And sometimes it is very still and small. We have to listen carefully to get that feeling of what's right and true. But will always, always be shown. Will always be prompted. Okay, for that we give thanks, and we can open our eyes and really be thankful for that divine guidance that can come through us.
Oh, beautiful song, Puri. So I'll leave you with this little verse. It's so important. You can just say it to yourself throughout the day. Trust in God with all your heart, and do not depend on your own understanding. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, and keep listening to that beautiful voice within. And of course, we use our minds also to help us. They're very important. They can work together.
And thank you for listening to these videos that we put out. I think we'll keep doing it. What do you think?
I think so.
Thank you.